Andy, who had the most impressive night last night? Would you go Giannis, Jokic, or Wemby?
NBA fans had the greatest night last night. There were two games. They were both amazing. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't want to listen to any cases. The NBA is in an absolutely amazing era right now. We've never seen anything like this. Honestly, I don't want to hear anything about anything else, because if you watched either of these games last night, there is no way you couldn't be in love with what you saw.
Absolutely.
If you saw the sequences that happened in this game between these two 7-foot men who are like graceful swans going back and forth, making the combination of power and finesse, and they wanted it, they were going at each other. What an amazing moment to watch these two. I cannot wait to see Victor Wembanyama and Giannis Antetokounmpo games. As far as I'm concerned, every one of these games going forward for the rest of their careers should be nationally televised appointment television. And they're not alone. They were awesome in this game. And then the nightcap, you get Jokic having that incredible finish to the game. And his reaction at the end was my favorite part about it, because, you know, he's not as expressive and stuff as the way some of these other guys are. But when he makes this shot, look at the reaction that he had. He was so happy and loved it. There was so much joy. And to watch these three giants, and by the way, tonight, guess what? It's Joel Embiid's turn on national television. He gets to play the Knicks tonight. He's having one of the greatest seasons for a big man. And this is what I'm saying. We have these giants who are playing this incredible level of basketball, who have all of this skill. And I'm going to include Chet Holmgren in there too. The America hasn't learned about Chet Holmgren yet. He's still learning the game. The guy in Oklahoma City, he's the exact same way. He's this big with this kind of skill set. And the great thing about this, Stephen A., all these guys want the smoke. Jokic plays to win. Giannis plays to win. Victor Wembanyama plays to win. Chet Holmgren will talk some trash, man. Wait until America discovers the personality on this guy.
Yes,
and Wembanyama, you know what Wembanyama said after the game last night? He was pissed off that he was 8th in the All-Star voting. It inspired him last night to have a better game. I love it. I love that a rookie would say that on a team that's awful. And so my reaction to this was, we are in for an amazing run watching these big guys go to work. It is we've never seen such a level of talent. We've never seen guys who are able to do these kind of things. And Giannis after the game said, there's no way that this dude Wembanyama is 7'3", as he's listed. And he is right. Wembanyama is 7'5". I don't know why he's listed at 7'3". He's got some complex about it. He is 7'5". He is 20 years old yesterday. He turned 20 years old yesterday. Stephen A., look at that. Jeez. Yeah. Stephen A., he is averaging 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks in the NBA as a 20-year-old. Mm-hmm. It does not happen. And the reason that Giannis is blown away by this, because we see Giannis go up and down the court and do these incredible things. When Giannis was 20, he was still basically learning to dribble and run and shoot. Like, he wasn't anywhere near this skilled. He's looking at Wembanyama and comparing to where he was at 20. Now we see where Giannis is in his prime. He's basically the most unstoppable force in the league. And he's looking and projecting Wembanyama. And I'm telling you, Joel Embiid is having a season of dreams. You watch Joel Embiid play right now, there's nothing you can do with him, Stephen A. He gets the ball at the top of the key. What are you going to do? He can make the shot. He can put it on the floor. He can pass. He's awesome. Jokic, the master. Jokic plays with the ball like it's a mini basketball. The way he manipulates the ball and can shoot it from everywhere.
Do you expect the Lakers to make any big changes soon?
I don't think that they want to. I'm going to say 3 things. Number one, they have 11 of their next 12 games. They're in a stretch here where they're in Los Angeles. So I don't think any big decisions are being made until after we see what happens during this stretch. They've had a bit of a rough schedule away from home. I know that they just dropped a game against the Heat, who were battered. Let's see where they go during this stretch, especially tonight on ESPN against the Grizzlies. That's a game they really, really need to win. Number 2, Stephen A., I don't think Rob Pelinka wants to make changes to this roster. I think he likes a team that is based in defense around the superstars. Now, the Lakers are not playing the same level of defense that they did last year. When they made those trades last year, they were a top 3 defensive team the rest of the season. They were a top defensive team in the playoffs. They haven't been the same defensive team. But I think Rob Pelinka likes the way this team is structured, even though they can't shoot. Nobody's going to claim that they do. And I think he likes the way that their defensive base. The other thing is, I think he learned a lesson from the 3-for-1 trade he had to make for Russell Westbrook. I don't think he wants to repeat that. And some of the names that are getting bantied around with the Lakers, whether it's Zach LaVine or DeJounte Murray, would require a hollowing out of their depth, which I know you argue you don't think their depth players are any good, and that's a fair assessment. But I also think Rob Pelinka is a big believer in Darin Ham. I know there's some rumblings about Darvin, and some players are a little bit on edge a little bit about his rotations. Right. Rob Pelinka has extraordinary faith in Darin Ham, and he's going to give him opportunity. But the third thing, Stephen A., is where I have uncertainty, and that's LeBron. LeBron went silent the other night. He doesn't talk to the media. Now, it's one thing to not talk to the media as a superstar player after a blowout win. That happens. When LeBron doesn't talk to the media, you start making me wonder. And Kendrick Perkins was saying on TV yesterday that he heard that LeBron's gone dark on their team group chat as well. And in January, right, when LeBron gets going, Stephen A., it makes it unpredictable what's going to happen. So I don't think they want to do anything, but watch 23. Watch social media and all the other stuff.
Let me chime in here because we don't have too much time. I don't want to hear that from LeBron James. You got your chip. They gave you Anthony Davis. They gave you Russell Westbrook. They gave you a few other players. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You were just in the Western Conference Championship. You're just in the Western Conference Finals. I don't want to hear that. I also don't want to hear a damn thing. I don't want to hear a damn thing about Darin Ham. This man just took y'all from when you made the trade for Hachimura and ultimately acquired D'Angelo Russell and Vanderbilt. You went 18-8. You had the second best record in basketball to the Milwaukee Bucks for the rest of the regular season, and y'all went to the Western Conference Finals. So those out there that talk about Darin Ham's job security, shut the hell up. And if the Lakers, you think you hear me roar, let them go ahead and fire Darin Ham. You will. I promise you, you won't hear me roar louder than I will that day, because there's no way in hell I want to hear about that man being on the chopping block or his job is in jeopardy. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, he's going to try different rotations or what have you. You're going to experiment because guess what? Nobody else is working. I didn't say the other guys weren't talented, Wendy. I didn't say they weren't good. I said they're betraying Anthony Davis and LeBron James because they're not doing what we know them to be capable of doing. That's different than you not being able to play. I didn't say that. I know they can play. They're just being like, they're looking like hot garbage right now. Anthony Davis is one of 3 players averaging 30 and 12 next to Giannis and Embiid. LeBron James is one of only 2 players averaging 25, 9, and 7, since the in-season tournament, that is, outside of Luka Doncic. And the rest of these guys don't show up. They're shooting like 35, what is it? They're 24th in the league in 3-point percentage shooting. It's an embarrassment of how they have been playing. They look distracted. They don't seem nearly as focused. There's no level of urgency. Now, Darin Ham has to assist in fixing that. So does Rob Pelinka, but so does LeBron James.